How are you?
Oh my God, she's back! It really is Mornings with Luann and Tim again.
Yes, it is. How are you?
Well, I'm better for seeing you.
Good. Thank you so much. I appreciate
That
it.
was how many days were you gone from me? 7 working days.
7 working days.
But 11.
Yeah, 11. It was awesome.
Oh, Luann, and what weather you had, you and Jim?
And we just enjoyed the camp that we rented, and there was no drama. I disconnected.
Off the grid, hey?
Oh my gosh, it was boggling. It was like the biggest decision. Should I jump in the floaty now and just sit in the water for hours? Or should I bring wine with me this time?
Oh, the weather you had.
Oh, it was just...
The weather we've all had.
Yes, actually, very phenomenal. How are you doing? How was your week?
You know what? To be honest, it really flew by.
Good.
But then I said to Riley on air yesterday, I know because you didn't watch us the whole time you were. That's all right. No. You know, I wouldn't watch.
It's like work.
Yeah, I know.
You know, my tummy
I would never
starts to hurt.
expect you to watch the show while you were on holidays.
Plus, what if she was way better than me? Then
Well,
I'd be
she
like
was.
in the middle of my holidays.
Yeah, she was so far superior. You were Lake Superior. She was far superior. No, Riley was delightful.
Good.
We had a great time. Well,
I had no doubt.
I had no doubt. Her personality,
oh my gosh,
she's easy to
really?
talk to.
Yeah.
But I said to her yesterday, boy, you know, this flew by for us. Imagine it must have, I bet you it flew by for Luann.
You know what? You know when you have that feeling where you have to sort of kind of start thinking about, oh, it's coming to an end, it's coming to an end.
It's always like there's some point where you go, oh, it's only been 3 days. I have 6 more days.
Right?
And then suddenly there's a moment you go, damn it, I only have 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah, you're repacking your stuff and you're thinking,
already in your mind.
Oh my gosh, I'm already doing this part.
Got to stop doing that. I know. And when you're on vacation, I hate when that happens. When you got 3 days left, you think, I really have to enjoy myself. I only have 3 more days.
Yeah. I'll sleep later. I'll sleep later. And I just,
sleep?
Yeah.
I slept for 14 hours yesterday.
Woo!
I was getting ready to make myself look younger for you when you came back.
Awesome. And it worked so wonderfully, didn't it?
You come back to big news.
Yeah.
The steel plant.
Oh!
We're getting
massive.
our tax money back. How much of it are we getting? 20 something?
21 point something percent.
Million.
We've already gotten
21
million.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah. We've already gotten 1.4 million, and now there's like 20.8 or something. Isn't that awesome? I tell you, I can't believe how relieved I am. You know what? It's kind of like living with a situation that you get so used to it that you don't even really think about it. But then when it stops,
you realize that it's been on your mind.
Wow, that's been a burden.
And that's just us. Imagine what it's like to be an employee there.
Imagine negotiating that. Oh my goodness. Because I guess the company, there's like a level of tax payments, and the company wouldn't negotiate at that level. They wanted it to come down. So the mayor, who's phenomenal with numbers.
Has he ever been negotiating?
And CAOs, and yeah, they've all just been working so hard. And it's such a good thing.
See, it's all that behind the scenes stuff. You don't even know what's going on.
No, and you know what? You could read a report and go, how many?
All right.
Do you know what I mean? Like for me, the bottom line is the city is going to get some tax money back, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And we're sort of just waiting now. I would say it's 99%, but the Superior Court or the Provincial Court has to decide tomorrow.
See, they waited until you came back. That's what it was.
You know, you can't do anything
have breaking news
me.
without Lou.
No. Speaking of breaking news.
Yes, what else is going on?
VMAs.
The video music. Okay, I know what that is now. While you were away, they talked about the VMAs, and I was like, I don't know what the VMAs are. They said, Tim, it's the Video Music Awards. Well, when we were young, we didn't have those.
No, gosh, no.
So I didn't know what it stood for.
We didn't have videos.
But now I know. So I know. We had etchings on the stone walls.
Yes, etch-a-sketches.
So tell me what happened with the Video Music
J-Lo
Awards.
was a Vanguard Award winner.
Okay.
And she's the first Latino female to win. And Latina, I guess, would be the proper term. And she looked hideous.
What happened?
No, she.
Oh, you're making a joke.
Oh my gosh,
being
she's
sarcastic.
stunning.
Really?
My goodness, she's 49 years old, and I want to just clock her one. I do. Right nut chops.
But we've had this conversation. They have their jobs allow them to hire personal trainers and dietitians and hair people and makeup people, and they have people make outfits for them. If you and I had that, we'd look so much better than we do.
Let's get on that.
Well,
Next
okay, let's talk to ONNtv and see if they can.
Yeah, let's do that. Because that'll happen, right? But Ariana Grande...
We're going to be the oldest bags on television ever.
Exactly.
So I'm sorry, go on.
So Ariana Grande did a number, and I believe it's called God is a Woman. And it was phenomenal. Minus the ponytail, for the first time I think I've ever seen her without the ponytail.
Really, yeah?
The IG Magini ponytail. And then at the end of it, yes, she brought out some women in her personal life who have meant a lot to her. So it was very emotional. And then Nicki Minaj did a number.
Oh, did
well,
she?
I want to talk to you about that mama. Wow, what a get up.
What a get up?
Moo.
How was her language?
I didn't really hear it.
Nicki uses a lot of curse words.
Yeah. But when she was performing, I think she was pretty much behaving herself. But I'll tell you, there's this kind of a raunchy dance that her dancers do, like tweaking and showing their bums to the cameras and stuff. And I was just like, wow, look at those girls. I wonder if their moms are proud right now.
For the money that they're making.
You.
For the money that they're making.
Yeah, who cares?
And they're doing it standing up. So that's
standing up but not facing the right way. But you know what? They're working on it.
Listen,
they're
you want to
working
live
on
my
it.
life, pay my rent. I think that's fine.
Seriously. And just on another note, Drake, who is our Canadian treasure.
Yes.
He is such a phenomenally successful performer right now.
He had to cancel a performance.
Because?
It didn't say why.
Oh.
He was performing at the whatever center, and he had, I think, 3 concerts, and they canceled one of them, and it's not the first time. And then he was going to go on to do the other 2, but not the one, and they did not give a reason why.
Oh, that's interesting.
So what happened with him at the awards? Was he great?
No, he actually wasn't at the awards.
Oh, so he missed the awards too.
Yes, but he wasn't.
Maybe he was.
There was no need for him to be there.
Oh, he wasn't scheduled.
No. But what he did do on Twitter this morning, I can't stop watching this video.
What did you do?
There's this 11-year-old girl who's a heart patient, and whenever she has strength in the hospital enough to get up and walk around, because they want her to do that, you know, because she's just little. There's a whole troop around her carrying stuff so that her wires and she dances to Drake.
Does she?
He showed up in her room.
At a hospital?
Yes. She was. You should see this child's face. Oh my God.
That's on YouTube?
Yes,
on Twitter?
On Twitter.
Okay.
Oh my word.
You'll show me
just
later.
Lovely. Just such a sweet reaction. You know when you just can't even.
That's how I am whenever I see you in the morning.
You think he's lying? You think he's lying, or you think he's for real? What's coming up on the show today, huh?
Matthew McDonald, he's the acting CEO. This guy's like 12 years old, and he's the acting CEO of the library. He's worked his way up through the library. It's phenomenal. He's a great guy. I've known Matthew for a number of years now. I've worked with them on occasion doing certain things at the library. So I did not know until I sent him a message to come on the show that he was now the acting CEO. So anyway, we have a new library branch opening up in Sault Ste. Marie. We do. It's very exciting. So Matthew's going to come on. We're going to talk about the year in review and what to look forward to for the library. Very exciting. Always love to have library as guests on the show. They're always interesting. And then, the James Street Market is making a return.
Oh!
Back in the 1950s, James Street was the center of shopping and marketing and fresh fruits and vegetables, and we're bringing in the James Street Market in Sault Ste. Marie back, and we'll talk about that in the second segment. So lots coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Mornings with Lulu Ann and Tim right after this. I am talking with Matthew McDonald, the acting CEO of the Public Library, the Sault Ste. Marie Public. Does that mean like all the libraries? Are you the CEO for all of them?
All of them being
like all the different branches?
Centennial and Cora currently.
Almost three.
But next year.
We were reminiscing about Sault Things for Kids.
Yes.
Because you were one of the members of the city team.
I was one of the members.
You were the Mad Hatter.
I was the Mad Hatter.
Because you guys did an Alice in Wonderland theme, right?
We did. Steampunk version.
The what?
It was steampunk.
Steampunk version?
Yeah.
And you had to do the time warp.
I did do the time warp.
You were phenomenal.
Well, thank you.
Did you guys win anything?
No.
Will you come back again and try again?
I think we might.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So now, CEO for how long?
I've been acting CEO for 9 months.
9
about.
months, yeah. Okay, so how's it been going? You enjoying the position, or?
I used to have more fun when I was a children's librarian, but
I would imagine there's a fair amount of stress.
yeah, there is a fair amount of stress, but things are going well.
It's
and
it's good stress. It's normal work stress. It's
Yeah.
just
I seem to be good at it, so
no complaints from Helena Hopalainen?
no, none yet.
Well, okay, as long as you're still in her good graces, then you should be okay.
Yeah, I think I am.
Hello, Helena. Oh, what's this little guy here?
This is Albert.
Oh, hello, Albert. Why is Albert on my desk asking me for money?
He is here to fundraise.
Oh, we're fundraising for the library. We need money because we're getting a brand new branch.
We're getting a brand new branch, yeah, and I would like to fill it with more than folding tables and chairs. So,
You actually want to be able to buy furniture for
yeah,
this thing?
we're hoping to raise a bit of money for furniture and technology and that kind
Right
of
on.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, did you hear the door creaking? You know what that is? That's my co-host, Luann, who I, come on in. Thank you, Luann.
I hope that's to your specifications. Certainly don't mean to interrupt.
Thank you. I'll tip you later.
All right.
Yes. That's not your tip jar. That's fundraising for the library. But anyway, thank you very
I'm
much.
swinging the door again.
Isn't it
Hold
great to
on.
work here? Does anybody bring you coffees now that you're the CEO?
I think it happened once.
You should come
Actually, I
and-
don't drink coffee. I drink tea.
You should come and work. I made you that tea. Hey, you see what happens? You come here and I serve you.
Oh, that's excellent.
Okay, now listen,
Great
enough.
service.
Enough. We're gonna raise some money, but first of all, let's talk about the year you guys had last year.
Yeah, we had a pretty fantastic year in 2017.
2017, it was the 50th anniversary of both branches?
Of both branches.
How did that happen? So the Centennial branch, which is now called the James L. McIntyre
Yeah.
Centennial Library, it was built the same. The Cora Library wasn't built, it was already there and turned into a library?
Well, the Cora Library used to be on a
Oh, I'm in the wrong
different
place.
location.
I was thinking the Steelton branch.
Yeah, the Steelton branch is long gone.
Long
That-
gone.
That left in the 90s.
Right, okay. And the Cora branch was the one that turned into that, torn down and turned into those beautiful new apartments,
Yep.
whatever the
It
whatever
used to
those
be in
things
that
are.
location. It was
Townhouses.
actually a police station before it was a library, and
Oh,
now
I didn't
it's-
know that.
now people live in there. So.
People live there. Did they actually tear it down? They just built it up. They
Well-
did. They just took it apart, renovated it, and added on, didn't they?
They added on. Yeah.
Looks really nice.
beautiful.
So now we're down to two libraries.
Two libraries. Churchill closed in 2016.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what's kind of weird is that was kind of a big deal for a long time. Will it open? Will it close? Will it open? Will it close? And then it just sort of closed and nobody, and it went boop. It kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
no,
kind
I-
of went silently into the night.
Well,
Oh, not for you
I
guys.
still hear it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, that's the East End, and you had a lot of people who loved their branch, right?
They absolutely love the branch. It took a little bit, but we convinced them that we're really fantastic at the
The
Centennial,
Centennial Library, so you just have to go that extra
Yeah,
bit.
well, I mean, a lot of my staff are more charming than I am, so they were able to convince them that it was actually a good place.
Have you
to
noticed that
check out
a
your
greater
books.
influx since the East End branch closed? Have you noticed a greater influx at the Centennial
Oh
branch?
yeah, certainly. More people are coming to the Centennial Library. The reference desk is a lot busier. Our
Okay.
circulation's up at that branch.
Well, you know, it's kind of, they lost everything. They lost their liquor store, they lost their library, the Churchill. But now I'm glad they're adapting and people have gotten used to it. That's what it is too. It's an adapting to having to go a little further to your library, but they get used to it, right?
Yeah.
And then, so now the other branch is the one that's the new one in the community center up by Cora Collegiate, right?
Yes, it's right next to Cora Collegiate.
What do you call that one?
It's the Cora branch.
The
we
Cora
just
branch.
we just kept the name.
Kept the
and
name
it just
and moved it
everything.
from second line up to
Gooley Avenue.
Gooley Avenue.
Yeah.
All right, and that one's doing very well.
Yep. Now we're partnering with the senior center right now. So it used to be a dedicated library space, and now we're with the senior center
Mm-hmm.
in there. And there's a lot of synergies that we work out. I mean, we have technology classes that the seniors are just loving, and I mean, they're checking out a lot of books too. So
Right.
it's worked out really well.
Excellent. So now, then you've also have this Digital Creator Lab, which has been getting a lot of buzz.
Yes, that's in the Centennial Library.
Okay.
And it's dedicated for youth. And we have a great staff member there, Katie. She is training and teaching youth how to do different art, so graphic design. She's also teaching some animation, and she gets guests in to help out too.
And creating
they're doing
content.
videos, yeah, content creation.
And you know what? That is a great thing because you start at the library when you're younger, and that's going to prepare you for if you decide to. This will help kids decide if it's something they're interested in for a career or for future education.
Some of them could work here.
That's very true. Yes.
One of them, I mean, I watched 2 kids and they were making a movie review, and it was just fantastic to watch.
Really?
Yeah.
So, and then, from there you can go to the Sault College program for, they have what's it called? Digital film and, they have a digital film program at Sault College. So this might be something that would be a lead into that. You get a heads up, get a leg up in the business.
And I mean, design is part of the creative space as well, and you might
for like website design.
Well, I'm thinking more of like art, but I mean that can transform into say game design, and we have a great game design program at Sault College too.
We do so.
Yeah.
See that? There you go. Get down to the library. Matthew, we have to take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
We've got a little bit more to talk about last year. What a great year you had. But looking ahead is why you're really here.
Yes.
So we're going to get to that right after this quick message. Stay with us on Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim and Matthew. Right after this. We are back with acting CEO of the Sault Ste. Marie Public Library, Matthew McDonald. We're talking a little bit about, well, I was saying to you during the commercial break how libraries aren't what they used to be when I was a little kid, where you had to walk in and be quiet and da-da-da. You guys have, it's like a party place now. You have all these, you do, well, it's a cultural hub, it's a social hub, it's a community hub, signature events. You guys do stuff like, they serve wine sometimes at the library.
Sometimes,
For those trivia nights?
Trivia nights. We also have some really fancy author nights as well, where we like
You
Dr.
had Frank Sarlo in? Dr. Sarlo?
Yep, he came in, and
His
that
book,
was
Houndtown?
Houndtown, yeah. It's really popular. We have lots in our collection.
I'm actually still reading it because I want to get Frank on the show, but I want to get through the book before I bring him on. I'm loving it. And then also the trivia nights, those are fun things. But you really do have, it's a different feeling when you go in the library now. It's no longer shh.
It's very vibrant.
It is extremely. You've partnered up with the Downtown Association?
Yeah, we did a historic walking tour with them. So, I mean, we have a lot of historical information in our archives, and we were able to access that and make sure that everything that we were talking about during the tour was accurate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of the archives, when if people out there are students or doing research and stuff, don't rely just on Google image search. If you can't believe the treasure trove they have at that library. Go talk to what's his name? Kevin behind the desk, Kevin Maraglia. Sorry, Kevin. Go talk to Kevin about the archives, the stuff that they can pull up for you when you request it, and they'll sit down with you, right, and they'll talk you through everything that they found.
Yeah, we'll definitely access all the materials and then help you.
Go boom, here you go, help you find what you're looking for. Culture Days, what was that about?
So Culture Days is something that we've been involved in partnering with other community organizations for many years now, and basically it's just a big celebration of culture. We do it every year. I think this year's September 28th.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a Friday, and we have lots and lots of fun. Now this year's theme is beat.
It's September 29th, just to, yeah.
That was
that was last year, 28th this year.
28th this year.
See, that's why you're the CEO. Okay.
And it's all about rhythm and music and this year. So we're going to have a lot of musicians. Yeah, you can come if you
want.
Can I?
Yeah. Well, of course. Now, and you're going to come back on the show and promote that, or somebody will come back on the show.
I'll send somebody, I'm sure.
I'll send someone, says the CEO. Digitalization, you were talking about the scanner you guys have?
Oh yeah, we have a scanner. It's about this big, and we can scan maps. Yeah. You're not quite thin enough.
Okay.
Sorry. And I mean, diagrams and any large things that an ordinary person can't scan, because your scanner at home, it might be this big if you have one at all.
8.5 by 11.
Yeah, this one.
11 by 17 is as big as I can scan. So wow, you could do actual stuff from the steel plant.
Yeah, we actually do stuff on the steel plant.
Amazing. So okay. So obviously now we've got 2 branches. We need another branch, and you guys are looking after that. And it's looking from the exterior beautiful. What they've done to Alexander Henry is incredible. Yeah. Which of the 2 buildings will you be in? The bigger one or the smaller one on the? You know what I mean?
I think we have a mock-up.
Oh,
of it.
okay.
Can we
there it is.
Yeah. So
Oh, it's
we're in the middle. See that big kind
the big
of
white cube?
white
Where all the
cube
windows where the door is.
looks a little bit like an M or an upside down U.
Yes, I see it.
So that's
The
going to
big
be our
one.
part. The school is going to be on the other side of us, and we're attached to the school board's plant department
I
there.
can't believe that used to be the Alexander Henry. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to moving in there.
When do you move?
Well, it won't be until 2019. We don't have an exact date yet.
So wait a minute, what year is this? 2018.
Yep,
So
next year.
we need to get this piggy bank full by then.
Yes.
Because otherwise you're just going to walk in there and just be a whole bunch of books and no chairs and tables.
Basically, we have books. Now, a lot of the books are from Churchill, and since Churchill's been closed since 2016, the newest ones will have been 2 years old by the time they move over. So we're going to definitely have to buy more books as well.
Update the books, okay.
And that's why we're collecting money
What
for
about
books.
for technology and stuff? Do you have equipment to go in there already, or do you have to buy that too? Or
Well,
do
the technology would have been out of date if we had kept it.
Oh, right.
So what we did was we distributed it among the libraries
When
that
Churchill
were still around, and then we'll have to buy new technology. So that's another
Wow.
expense that
Is
we
there a
have to.
price tag on this? Do you share that information?
Well, we're hoping to raise 100,000.
You want to raise 100,000?
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah, I think so.
In Sault Ste. Marie?
Yeah.
Done. This city is amazing. What kinds of, are you counting on us just to come in and put this money in this piggy bank, or are you going to do stuff where we can go places and raise money?
We'll do some signature event fundraisers,
Okay.
and we'll go around with our piggy bank.
Maybe I could help with fundraising.
You think so?
I don't know. Do you need volunteers?
That would be a big help. If you wanted to raise money for the library and bring it in.
So maybe
like-
there's some businesses out there who would like to raise money for the library, who they could do things. If you're looking for a place a reason to raise some funds, the public library is a great way a great place to spend your donations, right?
Yep. And we're working on a sponsorship donation grid right now.
Oh.
So we'll have different levels and different types of recognition. And then
Like the gold, silver, platinum, all that kind of
that
stuff.
kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yep. And then we're also selling rights to naming 2 of our program rooms. And this is a fantastic thing about the new branch too. It has 2 program rooms, whereas Churchill only had one very small one. So now we'll be able to run a children's program and a book club at the same time, which is something that we couldn't do
At the Churchill branch.
at the Churchill branch. Yeah. So it's actually going to expand our potential for programming and
Yes.
services.
Yay! All right. This is fantastic. I look forward to you keeping me up to date on what's going on and how we can help here at Sue Online and on TV to get the message out about fundraising for the library. And in the meantime, don't forget about going to your library in your neighborhood and checking out all the fun activities. I know there's still teen stuff going on for the summer, still children's activities going on for the rest of August.
We're winding down, but we're
Winding down.
going to be starting on
And launching
new
your fall
programs.
stuff.
Yeah. Lego My Library is coming, and that's one of our most popular
Lego My
children's
Library.
programs. Story times are going to increase.
Yes, okay. And are you stopping what was the one where you did the
The
bedtime?
Teddy Bear Sleepover.
Is that still going on?
I think I'll try.
Okay.
It's really popular. I've been doing it for 9 years,
Yeah.
and I just have to find time for
The
it.
CEO still has to do Teddy Bear sleepovers. I love it. Matthew McDonald, thank you for coming on TV Mornings with Luann and Tim to share your great news with us about the library and all what's going on.
It's a pleasure.
We'll see you again when you come back with more news, or send one of your just plebeians.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we have news coming up with Luann right after this. Don't go anywhere on TV. Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. Matthew McDonald is so delightful.
Yes.
Libraries really have changed.
My goodness, remember? They were so stuffy and
I know, and now you would love it. They serve wine
I'm so in. Can I go now?
for the signature events. They
Let's
do have
do
a lot
a
of fun.
location shoot.
At the
Let's do
library.
the morning show at the library.
They would love that.
Wouldn't they? We
Okay.
we could pretend that's coffee.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
saying.
I'll talk to Matthew. I have an in now because
Yes.
he's the acting CEO.
Yes. Ooh, my goodness.
I know.
Acting CEO. Who knew there was such a beast?
Were you reading the news while I was busy talking
I
to Matthew?
was.
What
You
did
know what?
find
Something
for us?
I noticed actually in the news yesterday was.
You were watching the news even when you weren't working.
Yes.
What'd you notice?
I noticed that North Korea and South Korea,
Yeah.
family members from North Korea were allowed to come and visit some of their family that they were separated from like 68 years ago for a short visit. Like a 92-year-old woman saw her son after 68 years for the first time.
I didn't click on that story. I saw it on the Twitter feed.
Oh my word!
68 years she hasn't seen
68 years.
Her son?
Her son.
Because he was in
He
South
was in
Korea?
South Korea, and
Imagine, so you're separated, and then boom, it happens.
you're done. That's
The
it.
war happens, and you never get back together again.
Like,
Not
what if
allowed.
you're married and your husband works in South Korea
that
and you work
happen?
in North Korea? Oh, that's happened a few times at least.
Oh my
Yeah, but
gosh.
family members split never
So
to see
what
each
is
other
this all
again.
because of the Olympics and all that stuff?
I'm not sure. It's not a totally unique first time
Oh,
thing.
it happens once in a while.
It happens once in a while when whenever he gets a fresh haircut and feels good about himself, he lets the North Koreans go visit.
Kim Jong-un.
Yes.
So wait a second, but they're never. That's it. Then they say goodbye.
Yeah, then
I'll
they have to
see
get
you.
back on the bus.
But wait a minute, no, that's going to be sad farewell because if his
Oh.
mother's in her 90s, he may never see her
Exactly.
again. Oh my gosh, that's not a happy story at all.
It is a happy story.
Well, for a moment, and then she dies, and it's not.
Well, she's not dead yet.
Okay. I'll stop projecting. I do that a lot.
Yes, you do a little bit. Who do we have coming up next?
I don't know. No, this is a feel-good story. Okay, James Street used to be such a hub in this city.
I've never seen it that way.
No, so James Street, you would have a butcher, you would have a baker, you would have fresh vegetables, and people would walk up and down the street, and you would go to the butcher for your meat, go to the baker for your bread, go to the, they're going to bring that back.
Awesome.
We're going to start doing James Street Market again. So I've got Troy Miller and Melissa Chelly coming up to talk about what they're doing on James Street. So we'll be
Well,
right
look
back with
forward.
that story right after this. Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim, and I'm very happy to have with me live in the studio Constable Troy Miller and Melissa Chelly. Melissa is tell me the title again, Melissa?
Manager of Innovation
The
Services.
Manager of Innovation Services for Social Services in Sault Ste. Marie. And Troy, you're very involved with the Neighborhood Resource Center. That's how a lot of folks would know you. But today we're here talking about community mobilization and community development. Is that how you say it?
Sure.
Okay, so the idea is to go into neighborhoods that could use a little boost, right? Could use a little, a little life breathed into them, a little, let's bring everybody together, let's find a common cause. Am I sort of saying it right?
Yeah.
You want to sum up what the project is, these community development projects? Who?
Yeah, basically,
Melissa.
well, Troy and I have been working together for, I think, about 3 years now.
Wow.
In our community hub area, so there's 4 of those, and then the Neighborhood Resource Center. And basically what we've done is we've gone in and done some community mobilization initiatives, right? So really looking at bringing opportunity to the neighborhoods, involving the residents, and also involving the general public in coming out to those neighborhoods.
So I was saying before we started the interview, I was talking about how, for instance, the Neighborhood Resource Center at the corner of Gore and Albert, how that has been such a huge success because what's happened now is you've made it a destination almost. So, and it's for everybody. And so I see, when I drive past there, oftentimes you're in my neighborhood, there's always something going on. There are people on the patios. It's got this really positive vibe about it on the corner there. And I think that's now reflecting on the rest of the street. It's contagious, that feeling of community, that feeling of engagement, right? And it's almost like you've invited everybody else to come to that neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And that's what's happening more and more. So if you're living in a neighborhood that is sort of underdeveloped and doesn't have a lot of community activity going on, when people start to come to your neighborhood and like the life comes back to it, the people who live there feel like they're more included in the community. And that's the concept, right?
You've got it right on the head.
So James Street is the next spot we're going to go to try to get people back to James Street, to make the people who live there feel like they're part of the city too, right?
That's exactly it.
Okay, so what kinds of activities can we look forward to then?
So this weekend on Saturday, we're opening the cultural market on James Street.
Cultural market.
Yes. In the Jamestown Square, which is right in front of the soup kitchen, the only closed pedestrian street in town. The ideal location for a market type of atmosphere. Mm-hmm. This will be a dry run to see how things work, and we have quite a few partners on board for this event. we'll get back together and see if we can perfect it, maybe make it a permanent location if all things go well. In the long run, that's the idea, in hopes that we can do some social development within that area, provide some opportunities to not only the residents of that area, but to the people of the city who need that space or don't have a medium to sell their goods, small handmade items, etc. And I think there's an appetite for that in the city, and I think it's a great place to do it.
That's happening more and more. I mean, we are getting back. You look at Queen Street, you look at the parties they've been having on Queen Street, and the vendors coming onto the street and having that feeling again of just community, out of the buildings, onto the street, breathing. I was going to say, do you remember, you're too young to remember when James Street was actually a vital marketplace. But your parents now, Melissa, hello to the Chelier family, ta familia. Your mother had a story about James Street.
Yeah, so both my parents immigrated from Italy to Sault Ste. Marie, but my mom was telling me that her first dress when she came to Canada was purchased on James Street. So she remembers walking with her mother down to James Street, I think on the train tracks at that time to make it over to buy her first dress, and that's her memory.
So many, there are still a lot of residents of our city who have those kinds of memories. Now, it was when it became that, what did they call it? They called it when they closed the street off. The whole concept was 1970s, I think, wasn't it? And it was a sort of a trend that they tried. Let's make it all a pedestrian block, and it for some reason it just didn't take. Was it maybe an idea ahead of its time?
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I think we're thankful for it now because when we go down there, we get excited about what can happen.
What can happen?
The physical space itself is made for this kind of an event or this kind of an undertaking, which is wonderful. So if things go well, there's quite a few things we can do to make it better for next year.
Right. Okay, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got some great pictures of the old James Street, what it looked like back in the day. And I've got a little thing to share here, too, that I borrowed from my friend Chuck Gassy to show you as well about his memories of James Street. So we'll come back more on the James Street Market coming up after this quick commercial break on ONNtv Morning with Lou Ann and Tim. See you in a minute. We are back and we're talking about community mobilization and community development, and spearheading this project we have the Social Services Sault Ste. Marie and Sault Ste. Marie Police Services. It's really a nice synergy between your two organizations, isn't there?
It is. It's wonderful. We get to work with a lot of organizations. I do myself at the Resource Center, but working with social services, I think we have very similar visions and goals to provide that service to the community. And a lot of clients in common that we deal with on a regular basis, which creates a great opportunity to engage those clients and get them involved in a lot of things.
Melissa, recently there was a staff development day for social services, and the theme of the day was everybody has a story.
Yes.
And I think that is something that everybody needs to remember when we are traveling in different circles, different social circles in our city. I really don't like when people just assume that someone is something. He's a drug addict. He's an alcoholic. He's a homeless person. He's a whatever. He's a crook. Everybody has a story, and there's a reason why people are where they are. And some of them end up because of circumstances that are beyond their control. So the idea is, let's all get out there and just meet people one-on-one, and actually let's be humans together.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, and with this market too, similar to what you're saying, is everybody has a story and everybody has a skill and everybody has some sort of talent that they can offer and contribute to the community. And with the market and being vendors, we're offering that opportunity to people as well. People who have that passion and that talent and that skill in handcrafting and arts, we're allowing them to have that space to come out and share it with the public.
Do people have to register in advance if they want to have their goods or their wares on display or participate in any sort of format there?
So really the only thing we ask is that an individual who is interested contact myself or Troy. You can even do it through the James Street Market event on Facebook. And the
you have a
message
Facebook
will get,
page?
yes, there's a Facebook event page. that's been
events. Okay, so you
circling
go to
around.
Facebook events and it's James Street Market?
James Street Market, yeah.
Okay.
So they can even contact through there, because we're offering to set up one table and one chair for each vendor. So as long as we know who's coming, then we can set that up and make sure
So you
it's ready
provide
for
that for them?
Yes, one table and one chair. If they want an additional table and they'd like to bring it, then they're welcome to do so.
Is there a registration fee?
No, there is no cost.
No cost?
No cost.
So if I were, let's say I have a garden and I have some fresh produce. Could I come and get a table and chair and put that stuff up for sale, or are there rules about that?
Well, for this particular event on the 25th, on Saturday, we're really focusing on the handmade crafts and
Okay.
the arts. Down the line, once we gather with our group of partners again, that's a development
I
idea,
understand.
right? So maybe that'll come in the future, but for this one, just the arts and crafts.
So this market is really just focused on arts and crafts.
Yes.
So if I have paintings or if I've got some knitting or whatever I might have, I
Yes.
can get a table and set up and have my wares up. That would be great for some teenagers too.
Absolutely.
If teenagers have any kind of passions, photography or
Yep.
arts and crafts, set up a table and make a little spare change before
That's
you go back
right.
to school.
That's right.
What time of day is it running from?
So we're going to open at 10 in the morning and run till 6 at night, Saturday. Hopefully we stay dry. And the
10 till
sun's up.
6?
10 to 6.
We'll see what we can do for the weather for you. We've got some great pictures, some of the old photos of what James Street looked like back in the heyday. There's one shot there, and you can see the markets and the shops. Look at the old cars.
Fantastic.
Well, that's not that old. That probably looks like it's probably 1950s, 60s, eh? Probably 50s. Let's see another photo there. What's next? John Gorman. Oh, I wonder if that's where your mother got her dress.
Maybe.
Because you
That
know
could be
what?
a
That was
place.
Gorman's clothing. I remember because there was Gorman's and there was Morgan's. Morgan's was down on the west end, like second line. So that's funny. We had two clothing stores. It was Gorman and Morgan.
Yeah.
John Gorman Limited. I see a wedding dress in the window there.
Yeah.
I bet you that's where her mother got her dress.
I'm gonna have to
I'll
find
have to
out.
ask her, Melissa. Okay, what else have we got there? James Street Hardware.
Oh, wow.
Well, now I think that was the Spadoni family owned James Street Hardware.
Okay.
Yeah, look at the car there. Holy smokes, that's going back. And do I have one more? I'm not sure if I have one more there, Mike. No, that's it. But I've got this menu. This is fun. I used to work at Aurora's. And the original, many people don't know this. The original Aurora, her name was Aurora Bukovich. She was a real lady, ladies and gentlemen. And Mrs. Bees, Bukovich, Mrs. Bees. Aurora opened her first pizza place on James Street in 1950. The story goes that she didn't have any recipes. So she contacted her sister-in-law, Mary Gassy, and said, can I get some of I want to open this little deli place, whatever. The pizza weren't first. It was more of a restaurant, deli kind of thing, Italian food. So she went to her sister-in-law and got all these recipes, right? And then she made the pizza, added the pizza oven, and then it went crazy. Then she moved from James Street, she moved to Bruce Street, to a little white building. Then she built the brick place, which is now the Breakfast Pig. Then Chuck Gassy bought it from her, and Chuck Gassy and his parents, Mary Gassy. And Mary Gassy told me the story about, can you believe, in the 1950s I gave her all my recipes, and in the 1970s I had to buy them back. Aurora was a smart businesswoman. But there we go, on this map. Where'd you go with the camera? I was going to show you this. It doesn't work? All right, so I got it. On this little menu, you can see the old Gore Street. This is Gene Ubriaco, Chuck's father-in-law. Remembered Gore Street, James Street as it was back in the day, and you can see all the restaurants. There's Aurora's, there's V.E. Greco Groceries, there's Sartor's Meats, Bumbaco's, James Street Shoes, the New Toronto Hotel. Who remembers that one? I think that burnt down. Arts Confectionery?
Pat's Confectionery.
Pat's Confectionery. All these businesses that were there. Wouldn't it be great to see that happening again?
Can you imagine?
Absolutely.
But it's to start with the market that you guys are doing.
It is.
The date is
The 25th.
Saturday, the 25th of August, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Correct.
Yes.
Get a hold of them. Can they come to the Neighborhood Resource
They
Center
can.
to talk to you too
Sure
if they
can.
want a table, or go on Facebook
Yeah.
to the
Contact me through social
events,
services.
James Street Market.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you there.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you do. And we'll be back to say goodbye with Luann on Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this.
And welcome back. We're here to say goodbye. See ya. All right, so we're back. We're here to say goodbye. See ya. Bye. 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 See ya. See ya.
How was your first day back? Painless?
Oh, it was pretty painless.
All right, good.
Yeah,
Well,
you
we'll-
always make it easy for me, though.
Yeah, well, you're pretty easy to get along with, Luann, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, and we'll see you tomorrow morning on Mornings with Luann and Tim on TV. Thanks for joining us today.
Have an awesome day.